Hey, what's up guys? So I posted on my Facebook page earlier today that I was going to be traveling today. So I figured the best way to pass some time was to do some Q&A. So I'm here in wonderful Montreal airport waiting for my connection to Moncton. So I figured I would answer some viewer questions. So first up, what's a favorite beer that you've had in the last couple months? Well, I can name two. I had a Nutcracker Porter that I really thoroughly enjoyed kind of before Christmas a little bit. And I received a Christmas gift of a Pump House Brewery Special Edition Stone Fire Ale. It was absolutely fantastic as well. What are some of your general predictions for 2016? It's kind of a loaded thing. I think the economy is going to suck. New Brunswickers are going to get screwed over by the government again. We're going to have a nice weather for summer. And I'm going to have a lot of fun. There, that's pretty general. What are some of your standout sports stories for 2015? Well, obviously the Blue Jays making the playoffs after 23 years was kind of a standout story for me. Another thing that kind of sticks out for me is how much no fun the NFL has become. And I know people talk about it all the time, but that's something that sticks out for me as well. But yeah, Blue Jays making the playoffs after a little over 2 decades is great. What are your Royal Rumble predictions? Well, there's 3 scenarios this Royal Rumble ends. Roman Reigns somehow outlasts everyone else to win the Rumble and retain his belt. Brock Lesnar eliminates about 15 people and absolutely dominates the Royal Rumble and wins. And the third scenario is that some other wild card wins and becomes kind of a placeholder and faces like Reigns or somebody at WrestleMania. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that person is Dean Ambrose. I think Dean Ambrose wins, you turn him heel against his buddy Reigns. That could work. So those are some predictions, I guess. What's my opinion on the NHL AllStar Game format? I haven't watched an NHL AllStar Game in years. I have no intention of watching this stupid, gimmicky 3-on-3 AllStar Game format. I think it's just time to do away with the AllStar Game altogether. It's stupid, and nobody watches it, and it's pointless. Skills competition for life. What are my thoughts on Conor McGregor wanting to take over the UFC? Listen, you know what? And the comparison you made look kind of like how Ronda Rousey did until she got her ass handed to her. I'm not a big UFC fan, but listen, in boxing and UFC, you always have one person who is at the top of their game. You look back a few years ago in the UFC, and Anderson Silva was that guy. He couldn't be beat. He was the pound for pound, the best guy. It was just an absolute dominant all the time. And then eventually that fades away. So great, Conor McGregor wants to be the face of the UFC. That's good. Good for him. Put up and shut up. Fight the best guys and win. That's the thing is what with these UFC guys. A lot of them, it's talk. It's a lot of talk because the more buzz you have generated, the more pay-per-views they sell. And the more pay-per-views you sell, the more money you make. So good for him. I hope he kicks the hell out of everyone forever. What are some predictions for the Island View Pond Hockey Tournament? With very specific questions. Who will tear the first groin? Absolutely Brito, for sure. Who will have the most heart? Well, Don will probably have the most heart, as he does every year. Who will be passed out by supper? This is always kind of a wild card question. Who's the one person who will be passed out by supper time? I don't know who specifically it's going to be, but this year I think it'll be a surprise, and I think she will be female. Who will be the last one standing? Well, that will probably be between me and Don, and then we'll probably just mutually decide to go to bed at the same time. And last question for this Q&A, why haven't you run for federal politics yet? Well, you can't always start out at the top. If you want dreams of being in federal politics, often you have to start out at the municipal level. And funny, there's municipal elections this year. Stay tuned for that one. Well, guys, that's it for this Q&A. Thank you for helping me pass some time here while I wait for my next flight. I gotta go grab myself a coffee or something to try and stay awake. As always, guys, feel free to subscribe down below the video or by clicking my little face. It's probably maybe over here. It might be over here. It's on one of the bottom corners. Anyway, until next time. Peace.